When Jiren's origin was revealed, there were a few things that are purposely left out. We were told that a monster came in and destroyed everything Jiren ever knew and cared about, but it was never shown who that was, and it was made very clear that this guy killed Jiren's family, his race, and everyone that he ever knew, until he became stronger. Then, all of a sudden, he disappeared. The idea is that this story of Jiren's origin isn't being told 100% as it actually happened. There is some dirt on the lens of this backstory. In fact, the story was told by Belmaud from an outside perspective. Jiren didn't tell his own story, and so I have to shout out this guy's video for this. This is where I first saw the idea, and honestly, it's a cool concept that ties together a lot of loose ends that this backstory has, and I'm gonna try and expand on it as much as I can. So, the man who killed Jiren's parents managed to wipe out Jiren's family, all of Jiren's people, and even all of Jiren's companions, including his master. But the one person he couldn't destroy was Jiren. Either Jiren was actually very strong from a young age, or there's something missing with this backstory. If there's going to be someone who's going around destroying everything, why would Jiren be the only one left alive? Going off this idea, the man who killed Jiren's parents wasn't Goku Black, it wasn't Belmaud in an attempt to make Jiren stronger, but the man who destroyed everything close to Jiren was Jiren. The flashback depicts him as a weak child who can't defend himself or even fight. But what if it went the opposite way? What if Jiren had so much power at such a young age that he couldn't control it, and so he is the one who ends up destroying his family, his village, and eventually his own master, who was briefly able to save Jiren and was training him to control his power. Based on his power level right now, that's not too hard to believe. The reason Jiren was training was not to get stronger, but was so he could learn to control this power. That would explain why everyone around Jiren died, except for him. He was the one who caused it, and he's completely aware of it because that's what made him what he is today, and the reason he's so serious towards everything. When Jiren became an adult, he had everything under control. That's why the quote-unquote evildoer suddenly went away. The reason there was no final big confrontation between Jiren and the guy who murdered everyone around him is because it was him. It would have been him all along. This all ties in with Goku because Jiren, if this theory has any validity at all, he has more in common with Goku than we thought. Goku went through almost the exact same thing when he was a child, although he was completely unaware of what he did until 20 years later. Everything about this fits into Jiren's ideal of strength. There is no point in having all this power if you can't control it, and so instead of learning to get stronger, he was learning to control it. And a few episodes ago, he had this conversation with Goku, and they really are similar characters. It's just that Goku is more blissful because he doesn't remember what he did, but Jiren does. He lived through it, and he's kept that with him all the way up until the tournament. But that's my take on who killed Jiren's family. Out of all the characters that we know, this is what I'm gonna stick with until we get something extra. It explains why Jiren was left alive out of everyone else, and it just ties up some loose ends that this backstory has. And to be honest, I like it better because it relates Goku and Jiren as characters that have gone through similar paths but have handled it completely differently. Remember, before Goku met Bulma and he killed his grandpa out in the mountains, he was alone in those mountains for years. He went through almost the exact same thing as Jiren, but was one of the happiest guys ever. So let me know what you think. It doesn't change up Jiren's backstory too much, but it does give him more depth, I think, and it makes it a little bit less cliche. So if Jiren didn't do it himself, who else could it be? I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.